When real women tell real stories, the world listens. And that's exactly why this book became a #1 international bestseller. Unstoppable Women Standing Strong celebrates the truth, the resilience of women who have chosen to stand strong through real moments in life. Hi, my name is Gail Watson. I'm founder and CEO of Women Speakers Association. And today I'm so honored to welcome the amazing international best-selling author, Marsha Lake. This is your chance to connect with the heart of her story and the voice she brings to this powerful collection. So welcome, Marsha.
Thank you very much, Gail. Pleasure to be here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Always love hanging out with you and having conversations. So, I was just reading your story and it was so touching. It was so moving and it's so real and raw. And talk about standing strong through the real moments of life. You tackle grief. So let's talk about that just in a few sentences. What is your story about? And also, what inspired you to share it?
I think this is a story I had to tell. It's always been in my head, but it's never actually come out, so to speak. It's about my. I've been in business for 4 decades, but I've also had grief throughout that time. At the beginning, it was I was too young to really appreciate, so to speak, that I was going through this grief, and it didn't really affect me. But the first time with my grandparents, it did. So it's a personal message. This chapter is a personal message on perseverance, my lasting success in my business, even though I'm flourishing in the face of loss. And that's what I'm trying to get across, and I'm trying to help people who perhaps have had similar situations.
So, what inspired you to share it? I mean, you said this is something that's been in you forever, and it is very personal. So, why did you want to share this story?
Well, I feel that I always love to help people, and I felt that what I was going through, what I have been going through, would help others. I feel that if I can help someone, or if I can talk to someone, or if I can help them in any way, that's what I want. And just putting it down on paper for me made me feel very good with myself. I felt proud that I had the guts, so to speak, to actually write those words. Because when I was writing those words, I'm thinking, well, that's going to the whole world. Everyone is going to see this. But I thought, no, I think this will help people.
I love that. Well, it did go to the whole world. I mean, book went bestseller in 5 countries. Congratulations, Marsha. So you use what I want to dig into is what did standing strong look like for you? Because I know in your story you actually relate standing strong to the cover of the book about with the tree. So let's talk about what standing strong looked like for you.
Well, perhaps I can just put a few words from the chapter that might help as far as standing strong is concerned, because I love that cover. That really resonated with me completely and utterly. And and the easiest way to describe it is as a strong and flourishing tree with a woman standing within the branches, and she's unwavering in life, which what it's brought her. Losing grandparents, losing her wonderful parents, and then losing a husband who had been married to for 43 years. So it's those type of things. Even though I've been in business for a long time, those type of little griefs over time does affect you, and you do the tree does wither, and it's a matter of getting those trees growing and looking strong again. And I've always been a positive person, but I felt that I needed to write this chapter, but also I just felt this, just putting the tree in as part of my story would resonate with a lot of people.
So this your story is around the world and it's in the hands of people we don't even know. What is the key lesson or thought that you want them to take away from your story?
I think when you're going through grief, you go through a lot of different phases in life. And as I say in my chapter, it's very simple to crawl into a little hole and just stay there, because that's because you're just giving up on everything, because you just, the grief is just taking over. And I'm trying to say that I did actually try and pick myself up. And I did that by listening to voices, that they weren't real voices, but they were voices of my grandparents, of my parents, and my husband. How it made me feel. I just thought about what they would say to me if I just gave up. They knew I was a strong person, but still, it's grief, and they would have said, just don't give up, just get onto it, and just don't forget us. Always talk about us, which obviously I do, but just get on with life, and will make you feel better. And it has definitely has changed my whole outlook on life.
Yeah, I get that from your story, and I really feel the energy of how this story could really help someone who's right now in the grips of grief and
Mm,
thinking, I can't get through this. I
mm,
can't get
mm.
through this. What would you say to them?
Well, everyone's grief is different. My grief might be different to someone else's. They might be, there might be a person that is not a positive person, and they just want to give up. They just can't, And look, there's people out there that can help you. But I think people like myself who's gone through the grief, I am very open to helping anyone that's going through grief. That any words that I can use, whether it's this chapter or whether it's just talking to them face to face on Zoom or phone or face to face. I would love to do that, because I feel very strongly about it, because I really pushed myself. I've really, really pushed myself to keep on going on and keeping successful.
That's fantastic. So, Marsha, this is great. I think that um, and to anyone listening right now, if you're feeling loss, or if you're experiencing loss, I mean, and you're going through grief, this would be a fantastic read for you. It really touches your heart. It and it gives you guidance. So, or if you know of somebody that's going through this, what a remarkable gift to be able to give to someone. So, Marsha, where can we get a copy or several copies of your book so that we can pass it forward?
Sure. Well, my website is www.mlss.com.au, and you can actually find my three books, because I've actually written three Voices of the 21st Century books. My other two were completely different. They were business related, completely different to this one. But they are available on my website, and you can buy in bundles if you'd like to buy the two, or if you'd like to buy three. And a very good friend of mine has just bought three, which is very, very exciting. So I think it is available. I'm available on LinkedIn under Marsha Lake Secretarial Services and Marsha Lake. And I'd love to talk to anyone who might need some help, might need just a bit of guidance.
Sorry about that. I was muted and unmuted. Marsha Lake, unstoppable woman who is standing strong through grief and flourishing in the face of loss. So definitely a book you can grab and take away and makes a terrific gift. And so, Marsha, thank you for sharing your heart. You shared that, you have been a voice of the 21st century, sharing your journey, your careers, but really going deep into the heart of you is so meaningful. It's so touching. So thank
Thank
you for
you.
being so open and having the courage to do that. So just before we conclude our conversation, is there any final words that you would like to leave us with?
Sure. I think my final words would be, I haven't always been like this, that I can actually write. as you know, I've been with Women's Speakers Association for the last 4 years. And I never thought I had a story. I never thought I would be interesting to anyone by writing my story, even though I've been in business for a long time. And you, Gail, in particular, have helped me to think about how I can put words and put it onto paper and make it sound interesting. And the opportunity for myself of having, being able to present myself in the way, in a personal way as well, is actually very pleasing for me, and it makes me feel stronger as a person as well. I suggest that anyone who's interested in thinking about writing a story, or even doesn't think they have a story, but perhaps just wants to have a chat with you, Gail, I would highly recommend it, because it makes you a different person. It makes you an author. How about that?
Oh,
And 3 times author for me.
oh, thank you for that, Marsha. No, it's beautiful to, and it's an honor to be able to share, your story, because you do have a lot to say and you have great things to say. So I want to thank you for sharing your wisdom. Thank you for sharing your heart. You're fantastic. And so that concludes our conversation for today. And Marcia and I would love to wish you all, wherever you are in this world, an amazing day. And thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Gail.